I'm going to show you today why average return is a bunch of BS. My name is Kyle Knott, and I'm not your average finance guy. And today we're going to talk a little bit about average versus actual returns on return on investment. So if you follow the Dave Ramsey method and you like to get into some good good paying mutual funds that significantly return 8%, 8 to 10 to 12%, whatever number he's using these days, or they're using, whatever, it doesn't matter. So average versus actual. So a very easy example is, say you starting with $100 or 10,000 or 100,000, whatever the example I got behind me. We're just starting with a bundle of $100,000 in your investment vehicle, whatever that is. So they say the average return is 25%. Now our average, by God, it's 25%. Okay, here's how they come up with this average. Say you've got $100,000. First year, it makes 100%. So it doubles. So you got 100,000 goes to 200,000. Okay. Let's say the following year, it goes down by 50%. So if we were at 100, now we're at 200, now it goes down by 50, it goes all the way back down to 100, right? So after 2 years, you're right where you started. You are exactly where you started. But what is the average annual return? Well, if you start out, the way we calculate averages, or the way they calculate averages, is if you take 100 plus a negative 50, okay, and then you divide that by the number of years that you've got in it. So right there, the 100% plus negative 50, cut that in half, divide by 2, equals 25% return. So that's how they come up with the 25% return. So if I'm thinking, oh, wow, this is a great investment, and believe you me, 25% sounds awesome. I would love to get 25% every year on year, cash on cash, whatever it is, but it's not real life. This isn't what happens in real life. So if you think about it, your actual return is 0%. So I started with 100, I went to 2, then I lost 50%, and I'm back at 100. So after 2 years, I'm even Steven. I didn't lose anything. I'm right back to where I started. They claim that, yeah, our fund averages 25%. And I guess it does if you're doing the math that way. But if you average 25%, to me, it should go up 25% every year. And I know stocks don't do that, but that's how they calculate the averages. So you really got to look in. This is simple math. This is my middle school kids can do this kind of math. So if you need help with math, let me know. I love math. I had a lot of it. So the actual return is 0 and not 156, 250. If you're actually making 25% on $100,000, your first year it would be 125,000, then that 125 would go up another 25%. You would end up with $156,250. So that's what they want us to think. And plus, by then they're going to take all kinds of fees and everything else. So at your actual return after a couple of years, even in this crazy example, will probably be less than 0 because they'll take some sort of fees. They'll front load it. They'll take something up front. So just be careful of what you're looking at. So would you rather take this behind me where it's a 25% average annual return, which it's not, or would you rather have something like your infinite banking concept where you're guaranteed to make 4%, and plus you're going to make dividends on top of that? We just don't know what that is. Last year it paid a total of 6.6%. That the 4% is guaranteed, so you get dividends on top of that. They paid every year for the last 177 years with the company I'm with. So it's a contract that allows you to always, you don't have to worry about average versus actual because it's always going up. Okay. It's contractually, it has to. And then if you want to take some money and you want to throw it into something like this here that you think you can get 25% on, go ahead and you can take a loan against that and then you can do this one too. So why not make a guaranteed, 4 to 6, 8%, whatever it is in there, and then borrow against that and don't take all of it, but borrow against some of it and see if you can go ahead and make 25%. Why not? I've got a couple that I'm swinging for the fences. I strike out every once in a while, but man, when you actually hit one out, it feels pretty good. So just take little asymmetric bets, they call it, and don't bet the whole farm on it, but you can afford to take a little bit and take big shots like that, because when it pays off, it's kind of like roulette. When it hits the 23, it pays out all kinds of odds. So you know you're probably going to lose most of the time, but man, when it hits, and it's awesome. So real quick video, just wanted to talk to you about the average versus actual. When you look at these forms and you talk to these people and they say, yeah, our average annual return, our average annual cash on cash, doesn't ask them how they're calculating it. Look at actual numbers and go through what the dollar amount was. I would rather see, okay, I started with $100,000. The next year I went to 200,000. The year after that, we're back at even. Okay, in 2 years, and who knows? I mean, this is going to go up and down. It probably will end up making some money at some point, but don't believe just those percentages all the time. So take a little bit deeper look into the math and see how they really got to that. And if you got any questions, let me know. I'd be happy to help. Good luck, everybody.